What is up, everyone? You are getting the full glory of my morning. A messy vanity. I'm starting to pick out products for this video, a doggy that wants to leave the room, a duvet that needs to be cleaned, and no makeup because, and also where's my coffee? I'm gonna walk in, yeah, you can just see it all in all its glory. Anyway, today we are gonna do, well really, I just wanted to try a bunch of drugstore makeup that I feel like I haven't tried in a while, things that have kind of been lost in my collection, and so that's what we're gonna do. I already know there are a few, at least one product, maybe two, that I think I might get rid of, so we're gonna kind of give it a second chance in this video. But I wanted to kind of make this more vlog style and chill. I don't know, just because I wanted to, okay? So I've got some makeup I already pulled out to try, so I'm done with this. I kind of was going from the top down. I need a primer, so I'm kind of thinking of like, what is something from the drugstore that I haven't used in a while? And there's some things I'm like, that were like kind of limited edition, like do they even still make it, you know? Pinocchio threw up on her bed earlier. I told the story in a vlog, and long story short, he's back on her bed again. Please don't throw up, bud. I think I'm gonna give this a whirl, this putty primer, because I'm pretty sure it still exists, and I haven't tried it in a while. Almost there. I already have like a single eyeshadow I was gonna grab. Please don't make fun of my messy drawer. I want kind of more than that. What have I not used in a long time? That's from the drugstore. Ooh, forgot about that bad boy. That might be it. Honestly, I loved these for a hot minute and then put them in here, and I hadn't used them in a while. These might come back out. Yeah, I think that's gonna happen. I consider Colourpop drugstore. What do you guys think? Didn't we just declutter this? How does this happen, you guys? This is why I'm like buying less, because of this. So I'm gonna kind of go through this, I'll figure out, and then we'll be right back. All right, I think I've got the grouping of things that we're gonna try today. I'm excited. So getting set up here, I've got two empties. So I was just doing my hair. The Bedhead Masterpiece, which I buy in 3 packs on Amazon. It's my favorite. Okay, the hairspray. And then this texturizing spray from Heritage you can get from Walmart. Inexpensive, incredible smell, and it gives you that like grit in your hair for like if you're trying to do a messy bun or something. I don't know, like I have fine kind of limp hair, but this helps kind of give it a little bit of body and life, even though I feel like my hair looks like it's more volumized than it is, and this definitely helps, a texture spray. So this is a really good one. It smells really good. And here we are. This shirt is, I got it on Amazon, and I feel like it's a little bit baggier than I intended, but I love the top. Makes me think of the 70s, but also makes me think of Jasmine, as in from Aladdin. Like, I love it. I love the color. All right, let me go refill my coffee. I think we're set up well enough. And I just realized, by the way, that the primer I am going to use today will not be this, because I just filmed a reel on comparing these two primers. This is the highlighter, whatever you want to call them. I use them as a primer. The Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter versus the e.l.f. Halo Glow. Spoiler alert, get the e.l.f. one, save $30. You're welcome. Go watch that reel though. Okay, anyway, so I did want to take a second to thank today's video sponsor, which is HelloFresh. You guys know I've been using HelloFresh for years. We all love it. I've gotten friends and family on board with it too, because it's so delicious, convenient, easy. It just makes our life easier. So if you've never heard of HelloFresh, it is a meal delivery service that we love. I love that you always get a really easy to follow recipe card that lays everything out step by step. So even if you're someone that's not super comfortable cooking, anyone can do this. I'm telling you, anyone can. But all of the recipes are so delicious. They deliver fresh, quality produce from the farm to your door in less than a week. So you can get those really fresh flavors. And you get to choose from over 55 weekly options. They've got seasonal, pre-portioned ingredients that are picked at their peak ripeness. And I like that you can customize your box now. You can swap out one protein or a side for another. You can upgrade them for a more luxe experience. You can add protein to a veggie meal. There are so many different ways you can customize it. And at the end of the day, it saves us time, it saves us money, it saves us from the stress of figuring out what is for dinner every night. And I also really appreciate their kid-friendly recipes. You know, if you've got those picky eaters in your household like we do. And a lot of their meals are ready in around 30 minutes or less, which is key. I know for most of us, we don't have a ton of time to spend an hour, hour and a half making dinner. We want something quick and delicious, and that is what HelloFresh gives us. But I also like that they have their veggie options, they have pescatarian, they have fit and wholesome meals available, and they even have calorie smart offerings. Plus, HelloFresh is the first carbon neutral meal kit company, and nearly all of their packaging is recyclable. And of course, they have the pre-portioned ingredients, which means less prep for you and less food waste. In fact, they cut cut down on your food waste by at least 25% compared to just regular grocery shopping. And it's up to 72% cheaper than dining at a restaurant or grocery shopping. So tonight's dinner has some chicken, some carrots, some couscous. It looks absolutely delicious. So if you want to try out HelloFresh for yourself, you can go to HelloFresh.com and use my code JBraun16 for up to 16 free meals across 7 boxes and 3 free gifts. I will have the link at the top of the description box as usual if you want to check it out for yourself. All right, so here we are. Everything was smelling so good. I want to try the couscous first. So they have you toast the couscous in the pan for a minute or two with butter before you like pour in water and cook it like you would like rice. And it really did add the flavor I figured it would add. It's kind of a toasty, it's just really good. I've never done that before. The topping that you put on the chicken, sour cream, and then the mixture of like panko, breadcrumbs, and cheese, and some Italian seasoning is so good. It may be my new go-to way to cook chicken. And then of course carrots. I mean, come on. That is a win-win. Very good. All right, we have got our coffee refilled. Did I tell you guys the story of this chair here that I brought? I think I did. Well, I finally ordered a new one from Wayfair, and it's really cute. It's not a chair, it's more like a vanity chair like I used to have. This is literally a dining room chair from our dining room because the last one splintered and broke. And I like fell out of it. It was actually pretty funny. Anyway, turns out the chair, I really love the vanity, but the little stool that comes with it is not well made. But the new like stool I ordered is really, really cute. I can link it if you're in need of one. I know a lot of you guys bought this vanity because I'd shared about it and linked it. And so if you're having the same problems with that chair, I've got an option for you. I'll link below. It seems to be way better made and the reviews are pretty good, but it's really cute. It's got like a camel color to it with which when we get the new furniture here, I think it's gonna look really nice with it. So anyway, so I've already got my primer on. If you were curious, this is the side that had the Charlotte Tilbury glow filter, and this is the side that had the e.l.f. And I think I prefer the e.l.f., y'all. It has a little bit of coverage too, which like I've never thought of the Charlotte Tilbury one as having coverage, but the e.l.f. one kind of does. But like I said, I use these as primers, so there's that. So the face product I picked out to try today is one I have not tried in so long, but we're gonna give it a try anyway because I genuinely don't remember how I feel about this. I think I remembered being like, about it, so I wanna know. I wanna know for sure how I feel about it, whether I should keep it or not. So it's the L'Oreal Skin Paradise Water Infused Tinted Moisturizer. We're just gonna use our hands for this because this kind of product definitely, I think, does better with your hands. And the viewfinder is my mirror today, so just bear with me. Definitely feels water infused. This is a weird feeling. Really thin, probably too light for me. It smells nice and fresh though. It actually smells nice. That little bit is spreading quite a ways. I'm gonna need a mirror for this. This is turning into a disaster. Here's the thing. If you have any sort of, and I feel this way about a lot of products like this, if you have any sort of peach fuzz, which like we all do unless you dermaplane, I just feel like it catches onto that. And even though it's kind of supposed to be lightweight and just a tint and supposed to feel like you're not really wearing anything, it's still obvious. So it doesn't have a ton of coverage, which is fine, but then it's still obvious that you're wearing makeup because it really catches into those peach fuzzy, vellus hairs that, like I said, pretty much all of us have unless you dermaplane it off. So, which I do from time to time do. So if I had like just freshly done that, then sure, it might look better, but you know, I don't know. I don't think this looks bad, but this is not something I'm gonna find myself reaching for. That's what I know about it. So maybe I should finally get rid of it, you know? This was a choice though, putting something like this over the glowy primer. My skin looks nice and hydrated. I feel like if you had oily skin, that plus this would be a disaster, you know? Now that it's sunk in, I think I'm taking back my words. Now that it has sunk in, it actually looks kind of nice. I feel like when I was first putting on, like it really does take that extra bit of time to like heat it into your skin, you know what I mean? But now I feel like it's looking nice. So, oh no, what do I do? But will I use this often enough? You know what I mean? Like, I just don't think that I will. I have the shade Fair 02. I wonder if I went one shade darker, if I would like it a little bit more, because I definitely feel like when something's too light, it always enhances peach fuzz and all that because it's just a little bit lighter than your skin. And for whatever that combo is, it's always more obvious to me. So I might consider that because I'm digging the way my skin looks. I feel like it looks nice and healthy. Okay, so the concealer we're gonna try, I remembered loving, and it's the Wet n Wild Incognito concealer. I just haven't used it in a hot minute, but I remembered loving this, so we're gonna give her a whirl. I remembered when I first learned of this, I thought, oh, it's gonna be super high coverage, but it's not. It's actually like a medium coverage, kind of nice concealer. And honestly, I'm trying to think if there have been any other concealers from Wet n Wild over the years that I've loved, and I think this is it. Like, this is the one. That it's just easy to work with, like I said, medium-ish coverage, a little more hydrating than you might think, easy to blend in. Like, this is just an all-around good concealer. And dang, now using it, I'm like, oh, why don't I use this more often? The brush I'm using, and I think I've decided out of all the concealer brushes, I love so many concealer brushes. There's ones from like the Sigma Taylor Win line. There's ones from Sephora I love, but out of all the ones I've tried, this is still the one. I guess this one is also from Sephora. That is my favorite. It's their Pro Foundation 56, but it's a little bit bigger than most concealer brushes, but smaller than most foundation brushes. And I love this for the under eye. I ended up buying another one. And it's just the one that when it's like super dirty and I can't use it because I haven't washed it yet and I have a pile of brushes I need to wash, it's the one I miss the most. I'm like, dang it, where's that concealer brush? It just does the job so fast and so seamlessly. Anyway, dang, that concealer is so flipping good. I love it so much. So this is one that I'm glad to be pulling back out of my collection. So good. At the end of this, I'll share kind of my thoughts on all these, like best, worst, in between, and if I'm gonna get rid of anything, because I know doing a full face of anything can be a little overwhelming. So I pulled out the CoverGirl little micro brow pencil. I recently decluttered all of my brow stuff, single eyeshadows, and boy, I got rid of a lot. If you haven't seen that video, I can link it. And I had so many brow products that I hadn't touched in years, and this is one of the few I kept because I remembered liking this. I just feel like most brow products are kind of all created the same. Like, you know, it's not hard to find a good brow product at any price, especially when it comes to like pencils and micro brow pencils, but this one is definitely a little bit creamier. Like, some of them are a little bit drier, and this one definitely quickly applies. I have to be kind of careful with it, but it's a really good just micro brow pencil. Very, very much a dupe for the Anastasia Brow Wiz. But because it is creamier, it's easier to like brush through the brow and kind of spread the color around, which I always appreciate. So you don't have like harsh lines, and you know what I mean? That one's really good. I have the shade Soft Brown if you were curious. It doesn't pull too red or anything, which I like. So the eye product I want to use, well, I grabbed these. These are from Colourpop. It's their Twist of Slate and their Set in Stone palettes. I actually really like these. I just feel like a month or two ago after I'd fallen in love with them, and I think I'd even mentioned it, so maybe it was like a month and a half ago. Anyway, then I put them in my drawer and forgot about them, and I was like, oh yeah, like I just love them. I love that you can put these cream shades, you can just put them on the lids and they make any eyeshadow pop even more. So it's kind of like an eye primer, but I don't know why that seems unique to me, but it just does. So I'm just kind of spreading it all over. And then it's kind of a pretty color on its own, huh? And then I'm gonna grab this light gold and just tap it on top, and it just grabs that shadow. It's funny that I can like this so much and then I like never use eye primers in normal life. I just feel like I'm too lazy for it, but when it's just like in a kit like this or a palette, it's a little bit easier, you know? So I'm gonna grab the kind of darker, light medium brown shade just to blend. But yeah, it really makes that glitter, or I mean the shimmer shade just pop. This palette is so pretty. It reminds me so much of the Lorac Unzipped type palettes. I was watching the news this morning. It was talking about all the heat waves and stuff, and it has certainly been hot where I live in Indiana, but honestly, nothing compared to what some of you guys are dealing with. Like, it's just crazy. I just feel like these are really easy to like blend together. Like, they're just seamless type looks. And if you were curious, the Twist of Slate one is like more cool tone, and it has a little bit, it's got the cream shadow there too. Really pretty. I clearly haven't used this one as much. I just use a couple shades from it. They're just really good. So if you are, I'm assuming these are still being sold from Colourpop. I hope they'll make these permanent because I feel like these are such good kind of standard palettes, and it's a good size too, and always a good price. So big fan of those. This is always the hardest part, trying to do liner here. So I pulled out the Milani Stay Put liner. There's a couple of liners from Milani I really like, and the one I love the most I actually don't currently have. It also has a gold lid, but I think it's one you have to sharpen. I haven't had that in years, but I told myself I need to use up some of these before I can buy that again. But I'll link that one because I really like it. This one's good too. It's super creamy, especially if you're just tight lining like I'm gonna do today. We're gonna see if it stays in the waterline well though, because I have a feeling, I mean, maybe it will, but also maybe it won't. Yeah, it's so quick and easy. You guys have ever wondered why I always use like a powder puff when I'm doing my liner if I need to like hold something still? It's because this is what happens when I don't. I put my finger there and it completely wipes away the makeup. So, and that's just the way I do it, but anyway. So that liner is, honestly, that was really easy and good. So we'll see if it stays in the waterline up there. And I don't really feel like using this today, the L'Oreal Matte Signature Liquid Liner. I know that I like the liner as it is. It's just hard to use this brush. So it's not one I would buy again, but if you're comfortable using this kind of brush with this kind of handle, go for it. I definitely prefer like a pen style liquid liner. So the formula is good. I just don't love the applicator, which is a shame because it's really, really, really pretty. But I don't really feel like using it. Oh, I did want to throw this in my brows, the Wet n Wild Brow Sessive. It's kind of a white type of gel to just hold everything in place. It's not white. I mean, it dries clear, but it kind of has like a white tint to it, which I wish it didn't. I don't really know why it does, but it works pretty well. It's not like the best clear brow gel I've ever tried, but it's fine. Like, I wouldn't need to buy it again. This is good. I'm weeding through some feelings here. Some feelings are coming up. We're getting through them. Now, mascara, I literally got rid of like nearly all of the mascaras I had open because some of them were so old. So this, I didn't have a ton to choose from, but it's the Essence Lash Princess, which I've been talking a lot about my other one from Essence I love, the lash extension. But I recently opened one of these guys, and this was like my original favorite from Essence, and it is so freaking good. And I'm like, dang. And I love that other one, but this one is really, really good too. So I'm rekindling my love for it. I mean, literally instantly, it is so volumized. It's insane. The liner definitely is transferring down. This shirt makes me think of the 70s. This shirt also makes me think of Blanche in the Golden Girls. I can't explain it other than that. Yeah, this mascara is a goodie. It's always in rotation, I feel like, in my collection, but it's been a while and I'm so glad I rediscovered it because it really is so easy, so fast, so cheap, and so good. I have tried far too many like high-end mascaras that just are not anywhere near as good as this. Essence has a stranglehold on the drugstore mascara game for sure. So I want to set my face, and I pulled out the Maybelline Fit Me powder because it's the only loose powder I have that provides coverage. Like all the other ones are like translucent, which is great for other things, but this is the only one I have that like actually provides some coverage, which is just cool. So I definitely need to powder up there. I want to throw some of this in my under eye area too. Yeah, it just makes everything look so flawless. Like, it's so insane. I really should use this more often. I don't remember loving this in the under eye area. We're gonna find out. Oh, it's fine. Yeah, actually that did a good job. Sometimes when there's like coverage in something, like I don't typically put a powder foundation on my under eye because I feel like sometimes it can kind of darken it, you know what I mean? But this looks nice. Okay, Maybelline. So yeah, don't sleep on this powder. I feel like had a huge moment for years, and now not as many people are talking about it, and it is so freaking good. I have powder all over my legs. Okay. So I'm feeling a lot better. I'm gonna get a wee bit of that like medium brown there and put it on my lower lash line. So the bronzer I want to use is the Physicians Formula Butter Cake. So this is not like super old, been sitting in my collection for years, but I always grab the Butter Coffee one when I bought both of these together, and I don't often reach for the Butter Cake. So I wanted to give it a little more love here. It smells, dang, really good. It smells like vanilla cake. It smells fantastic. So I'm gonna use kind of a easy breezy, like loose brush because I feel like I remembered this one being a little bit much. You know what I mean? Like it can definitely be a little bit too much. I just feel like it needs a lot of hand holding if you're near my skin tone because I don't know, I never can explain it. Like I just feel like it doesn't always blend and go on as easily as I want it to, and it just looks obvious. Like this looks better, but I had to be pretty careful with it. You know what I mean? It's not terrible. I don't think it's ever gonna be that one for me that I just absolutely love. So yeah, you just kind of have to work with it, but it smells really good. And I think if you are slightly deeper skin tone than me, you'd actually really, really like this. So I'm wondering if they're gonna discontinue this kind of product soon or no, because I feel like this is one of those, like, they totally could keep this line for a long time because they're so cute, but I also could see them just discontinuing it. All right, the blush I grabbed is the e.l.f. Primer Infused Shimmer Blush in Always Preppy. I love this formula, but this is a color I don't always use, so I'm trying to decide if I want to keep it or not. But I feel like this kind of pink is really popular right now, you know? Like a nice pop. That's such a fun pink. Like, I feel like that 80s pink cheek is totally in style right now. I usually have my like sponge to help me with this kind of thing, but I still think that looks so pretty. Kind of flirty. That's nice. I should use that more often. It's such a fun pop of pink. So yeah, if you can get your hands on Always Preppy, if you want that like kind of popular pink color, I think you might like this. For highlighter, I grabbed this e.l.f. I don't know why there's no name on what this is, but it's like one of their liquid highlighters. I just think I might get rid of it because I don't find myself reaching for it often. I have plenty of highlighters. I don't think I necessarily need. See, this is so pretty. The good thing I do these videos from time to time. I probably should do them more often because now I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of it. Now I'm looking, I'm like, well, maybe not. It looks so pretty. Sometimes liquid highlighters can be easier to work with because they're just so much more creamier. You know what I mean? Like a cream highlighter I love, but sometimes once you press it on, it's harder to blend. Whereas with a liquid like this, you kind of have time to blend it. So in weird ways, even though I feel like liquid highlighter can be a little more intimidating, it's almost easier to use in that way because you have that time and capability. Whereas a cream one, once you place it, you're like, oh, okay. Does that make sense? I don't know if that made any sense. So, okay, I might take back what I said because it really does look so pretty. So for lip stuff, we are gonna put on the Milani. I realized I have a big drugstore hole in my collection. I do not have hardly any drugstore lip liners. So if you have ones that you just think like the formula is out of this world, please let me know below because I'd like to try a couple more. I don't know how it's come to be that I think this is literally the only drugstore liner I have, the Milani Easy Liner for lips, and I have it in Most Natural, which I love this lip liner. This is so near my lip color, but browner. So it's kind of perfect for, you know, more natural, like, or well, more neutrally lip looks for me. So I pulled out the L'Oreal Varnished Rosewood. It's their Color Shine. I love this line and I have not used this in a hot minute, but this was like beloved. So freaking pretty. And you know what? This is a little more purpley, not purple. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. How have I been gone this long from using this? You know what I'm saying? It looks so beautiful. And I actually really like it with that slightly browner lip liner because they're totally different tones, but I do think it adds the dimension. I grabbed a gloss, but I don't need it with this. Do not sleep on this freaking drugstore lip product because it is so freaking gorgeous, so comfortable. Ooh, I love it. And this Varnished Rosewood shade is stunning, especially as we're sliding on into fall. Dang, I am loving that. Okay, that eyeliner is trash. I have wiped this off of my waterline 1,000 times. So if you're someone that's worried about that, stay away from that particular Milani one. But otherwise, it's like super creamy. So if you put it up and you don't care, then it's very creamy. Anyway, so looking at what I've tried, the things I'm excited to use again, I just cleaned out my vanity drawer, so I'm kind of refilling it with some stuff I want to use day to day for the next few weeks. Looking at what I've got in front of me, the things I'm the most excited to use again are, well, I'm going to mention this, the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. This is gorgeous. I'm so glad to finally have it. I bought mine, by the way, if you were curious, online. And like I said, if you want to see it actually in action, go check out that TikTok/reel. It's on my Instagram and my TikTok, which is at It's Jessica Braun, and I probably will upload it here on YouTube as a short, so you've probably already seen it. Really excited about this. I had to buy it online because I could not find it in stores. So if you're having trouble finding it, you might have to buy it on e.l.f.'s website. And if you were curious, I have the shade number 1 Fair. So that I'm obviously excited to use again, but the rediscovered things I'm excited about, the Wet n Wild Incognito. Oh, so good, so good. The Essence Lash Princess, no surprise. And then this freaking lip color, the Varnished Rosewood. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And the Fit Me powder, just rediscovering how good it is. Some things that I'm like, okay, are the e.l.f. whatever this liquid highlighter is, the e.l.f. pink blush. I might move to the other category because it's such a nice bright pink. I really like it. And then like the Colourpop Set in Stone and Twist of Slate palettes, the Milani lip liner and the CoverGirl brow. And then the ones that I'm like, about that like probably will eventually leave my collection sooner rather than later. The Milani Stay Put liner, because it transfers down so much, I'm gonna go ahead and declutter now, because that's always how I do my liner. So for me, I'm like, if I can't trust it, why keep it? The Wet n Wild Brow Obsessive is just The L'Oreal Skin Paradise is not terrible. I think I've already beaten a dead horse here. I hate that phrase. Why do I keep saying that? It's not terrible, but it's, like I said, maybe I would try it again in one shade darker. And then the Physicians Formula Butter Cake, if you had a little bit darker skin tone, I think you'd really like. So I think that was everything. I enjoyed doing this. I really should do this way more often, because I do have makeup that just kind of gets lost in that shuffle. So let me know if you'd like to see it more often. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Again, thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring a portion of the video. So again, if you want to check out HelloFresh, you can go to HelloFresh.com and use my code JBraun16 to get 16 free meals across 7 boxes and 3 free gifts. I will have that link right at the top of the description box. And I hope you'll subscribe, stick around. I do makeup videos. I also do vlogs and just lifestyle videos. I kind of just do whatever I feel like doing here on my channel. I hope you're down for that. And I'd love to have you join our little family here. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.